Hello everybody, welcome to section 7.2. We're talking about operations on rational expressions. And basically all we're really looking to do is if we have a rational expression, which we call our fractions of polynomials divided by other polynomials, is to multiply, divide, add, or subtract rational expressions. So we're going to start out with the easiest rule, which is for multiplication. And the general rule when it comes to multiplication is this. It says that if we have a fraction a over b times a fraction c over d, we just multiply directly numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. But I do make this note that what we want to make sure that we do is we cancel common factors, right? And we can only cancel common factors. Don't forget, when we talk about factors, factors are the parts that are multiplied. Factors are the parts that are multiplied, right? But we cannot cancel common terms. Do not cancel what appear to be common terms, right? Terms cannot be canceled with terms. Terms are the parts that are added or subtracted to other parts. So you want to be very careful. For example, let's take a look at our fraction right here. We've got 2x minus 10 over 6x squared minus 3x times 16x squared minus 8x over 8x minus 40. And it looks very tempting, for example, to take this 16 and this 8 and just cancel those out. Well, we can't. The problem is that it's added. We're taking this factor times this factor. We'd be taking this factor times this factor, and that's all we can do. So what we have to do is before we look to simplify or multiply anything out, you always start by factoring out common factors. So let's see, we've got 2x minus 10, for example. I know that is exactly the same as saying 2 times the quantity, x minus 5. And that's what I would do. I would factor out that 2 first. How about in the denominator? What have I got? Well, 6x squared minus 3x. It looks like 3x is the common factor. So I'm going to take that out and leaves me, let's see, 3x times 2x gives me 6x squared. And 3x times 1 gives me 3x. So it's 3x times the quantity 2x minus 1. What am I multiplying by? Well, let's look at this guy. We've got 16x squared minus 8x. It looks like 8x is the common factor in that numerator. Factor it out. We say 8x times 2x gives me 16x squared. And 8x times negative 1 gives me minus 8x. Then finally, I look at the denominator of my second fraction. 8x minus 40 looks as though it has a common factor of 8, because 8 times x gives me 8x, of course, and 8 times 5 gives me negative 40. So what can we do? We can cancel the common factors. And what have we got? Well, right away, I can see that I have x minus 5 and x minus 5 as a common factor, so I'm going to cancel them. I also see that I have 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1 is common factor, so I can cancel them. Anything else? Yep, that's right. Look at those 8s. Those got to go. 8 cancels that. And then finally, we're left with an x in the denominator over here and an x with the numerator over here, so we should cancel those out as well. What are we left with? Well, yes, it would be the same thing as saying 2 over 3 times 1 over 1. It looks like everything cancels in this common fraction over here, so we're left with 2/3 as our reduced fraction. Okay, so that's the idea. When it comes to multiplication, start with factoring first. And then look to reduce by canceling common term. Factoring, that's not very good. Factoring, there we go. Start with factoring, then reduce, then cancel. Common factors only. That should be factors. Boy, I'm having a lot of trouble spelling here. Let's try that again. Factors, cancel factors. Okay? And then you can multiply. All right, so in that order, factor, cancel common factors, then multiply. Okay, 4 examples to come.